Welcome back, Math 2. Today we're going to work with adding and subtracting radicals or radical expressions. Let's talk first about what radicals can combine. So we talked today a little bit about like combining like terms, and you've been used to in the past like x's only go with x's, regular numbers only go with regular numbers, and that is still true. So they can only combine if there is the same number inside the radical, okay, or the square root, whatever you want to call it, okay? So meaning square root 3 can only combine with other square root 3's, regardless of what's on the outside of them. But like a square root of 5 cannot combine with the square root of 7. Nope, no combining, okay? And when we add or subtract them, we're really just adding and subtracting the numbers on the outside of the radical. We're really going to treat the numbers inside the radical, if they're simplified, as if they are variables. They're kind of just along for the ride, okay? So let's try adding a couple radicals. So let's say I have 9 square root 15 plus 10 square root 15. The first thing I want to do is make sure that the number inside the square root cannot be simplified. And the only factors of 15 are 3 and 5. So neither of those are square numbers, so this is as simplified as it gets. Because they are the same, I can combine them. So I'm going to add 9 and 10 together and get 19 square root 15. Okay. Let's try another one. Let's say I had negative square root 12 plus 3 square root 3. Okay. So right now, these are not the same radical. I have a square root of 12 and square root of 3, so it looks like I can't simplify them, or I can't combine them. But 12 is able to simplify. Its factors are 6 and 2, but neither of those are square numbers, but also 4 and 3. So if I quick off to the side, do square root 4, square root 3, 4 becomes a 2. So what this really is, remember I have this negative out here, is negative 2 square root 3 plus 3 square root 3. And now that they have the same radical, I can combine them. So negative 2 plus 3 is a 1, which you don't really need to write, so it just simplifies to square root 3. Okay. So make sure if they don't match, or even if they do match, that everything is simplified before you start adding or subtracting. Let's try a couple subtracting ones too. Let's say I have, we'll do 2 square root 6 minus 2 square root 24. Okay, my radicals are not the same, but let's see if I can simplify 24. 6 cannot simplify, 2 and 3 are its only factors, but 24 can break into 4 times 6. And the 4 will become a 2. So this is really 2 square root 6. Now I already have a 2 out here, so I got to make sure I multiply these together. So my real problem here is 2 square root 6 minus 4 square root 6, because 2 times 2 is 4. Remember, if there's already a number outside the radical, you still need to multiply it. Okay. 2 minus 4 is going to give me negative 2 square root 6. Oh, let's try one more. Let's say I have 2 square root 45 minus 2 square root 5. Okay. Now 45 and 5 don't match, but 45 does have square numbers that go into it. So this will be 2 times the square root of 9 times the square root of 5. And a 9 becomes a 3. So I'm going to multiply that 3 and 2 together. So I really have 6 square root 5 minus 2 square root 5. 6 minus 2 will give me 4 square root 5.